up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys. At 5, this is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Hi there, thanks for joining us. I'm Beth Farnsworth. CJ Ward is covering the Mission for Mentors telethon. We'll have live coverage coming up in just a few minutes. The sister of a man arrested for a fast-growing Northern California wildfire says she strongly doubts he is responsible for starting the blaze, which has driven 2,800 people from their homes. She says Wayne Allen Huntsman loves the forest and is always cautious with campfires. Authorities in El Dorado County charged Huntsman with 1 count of arson of forest land for willfully and maliciously setting a fire. Bail is set at $10 million. The King Fire is burning east of Sacramento. It broke out Saturday and has burned through 71,000 acres. It is one of the largest of 12 fires burning right now in the state. Local crews are helping in the firefight against that monster blaze. News Channel 3 senior reporter John Palmentary is following the situation very closely. And John, fire crews from here are now on the front lines of the King Fire.
And I'm in front of Santa Barbara City's fire department headquarters here on Carrillo Street, and they have been dealing with the King Fire, and I should say a very explosive fire in Northern California. It is certainly one of the biggest firefights that our local firefighters have faced this year. Now, the King Fire has burned over 70,000 acres in Northern California, blowing up last night, wiping out 10,000 acres between yesterday evening and this morning. Conditions are hot, winds are strong. Several local crews, including firefighters from Santa Barbara, Lompoc, Vandenberg, Carpinteria, and Montecito, have been called to help in some of the most volatile areas.
And they have large trees. They have big wooded areas, which we have some here locally, but not nearly as much as up there. So it can be a whole different environment than what you're used to on your day-to-day activities here. They're unpaved. There's all kinds of hazards, from down trees to rolling rocks to everything, and they're briefed on that every day. They're briefed on their assignment they're going to have that day and what their work's going to entail.
The fire crew sent from our area to other locations can have an assignment up to 14 days before they get a break. The departments also say they only set what they can spare and never leave our local communities unprotected. And this is part of a mutual aid system statewide. You remember when we had our big fires and we had resources coming in from everywhere. Now it's our time to return that mutual aid favor to other communities. I'll have more coming up in 1 hour. Live from Fire Station 1 in Santa Barbara, John Palmentary, News Channel 3.
Okay, thank you, John. Many of those fires are being fed by strong winds. The U.S. Forest Service is working on a tool right now that would warn homeowners and first responders that a fire could break out. The Santa Ana Wind Index is a weather mapping tool that stretches from Santa Barbara all the way south to San Diego. Next week marks the 50th anniversary of the destructive Coyote Fire. Those who remember it recall the massive battle that took place to defend communities from Goleta to Carpinteria. This morning, the Fire Safe Council looked at photos, images of firefighting equipment, and newspaper clippings from the 1964 fire that burned 67,000 acres. The Coyote Fire destroyed 106 homes and left a scorched path from San Marcos Path to the Ventura County line during a significant wind event.
The down canyon influence caused a number of home losses. So there were, I think, about 8 or 10 at Painted Cave, but the remainder were in the front country area. And the other thing that happened an awful lot was the fire behavior would go up slope in the daytime and then threaten everything downward with the wind influence at night.
Absolutely terrifying. The Coyote Fire burned from September 22nd until October 1st back in 1964. It was brought under control only after the Santa Ana winds died down. We move now to the extreme weather in the Southwest, where more than 1 million people were pummeled today by torrential rains and dangerous floods. Brandy Hitt is in Tucson, Arizona with the very latest.
The desert Southwest under siege by heavy rain and floodwaters. The pounding rain hitting Texas the hardest, dumping up to 6 inches in just hours, flooding streets in an instant, and washing away cars with drivers trapped inside. In Austin, a deputy on patrol was swept away into this river. She radioed for help overnight, but has not been found. Rescue teams locating her car underwater. She was not inside.
We hold out a lot of hope that she's still clinging to a tree. The water was rushing in here really fast.
And more rescues in Houston. 5 cars smashing together on this highway.
Hit the tree, go airborne, land on top of the Jaguar.
Rescuers forced to rip off a roof and pull one of the drivers to safety. The wicked weather is the remnants of Hurricane Odile that first devastated Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Travelers stranded there for days with little food and water are now happy to finally be home.
It was a total chaos. It wasn't even fit for animals to be there.
Southern Arizona was hit with some flooding overnight, but as you can see, the water has already receded. They are keeping a close eye on the mountains, though, for runoff with more rain in the forecast. Brandy at ABC News, Tucson.
Here at home, our weather word is heat, but it looks like that it's finally starting to break, but the wind's kicking up once again this evening. Let's turn to News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Beth. Yeah, always a lot to talk about here locally, even in our drier summer months. Now, today, as you mentioned, the big story, the heat, that it's finally broken. Santa Barbara down 10 degrees, finally out of the 90s, back into the 80s after 5 consecutive days with temperatures at or above 90. Goleta today at 79, 78 in Ventura, 82 in San Ynez. Now, interestingly enough, the Central Coast areas actually managed to warm by a few degrees, whereas everyone else did see that cool down. Now, what brought the cool down was this developing area of low pressure. This is going to influence our weather at least through Saturday with some further cooling in the forecast. Looking at a little bit tighter view, we can see some clouds and fog approaching from the west, but for the most part, we are seeing mostly clear skies. However, later tonight, that marine layer is expected to deepen back up. Could even see some drizzle out there tomorrow morning across parts of our coastline, much like what we saw today out towards Avila Beach and the 5 cities. I'll be back on a little bit later in the newscast with more on this late week cool down, and of course, look ahead to that weekend forecast. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Now to a great local spot, no matter what the weather's like. Burkholm's Bakery and Cafe in Solvang has been serving up tasty treats in the small Danish town for more than 60 years. Now the original owner's grandson is taking over the ovens. Reporter Claire Anderson got a first-hand look at the third-generation bakery.
Well, the bakery came to be back in 1951 when my father came from Denmark, and he was a baker in Denmark, learned his trade there, came to Solvang because it was a Danish community, but at that time didn't have a bakery.
And that is how Burkholm's Bakery and Cafe came to be. For years, Carl Sr. served the Santa Ynez Valley their favorite bear claws and owl eyes. In the 80s, Carl Jr. took over for his father, and now his son is getting his hands in the dough.
I was always born and raised in the bakery. Since I was little, that's kind of what my daycare was, so I've always kind of worked in the bakery.
Thomas and his father, Carl Jr., work every day, folding, filling, mixing, and topping. All in the same traditional way Carl Sr. did back in Copenhagen.
We keep everything old school, traditional. We're not cutting any corners on quality at all. If it takes us more time to do it, it takes us more time.
This family team takes pride in their special Danish pastries, making around 500 every day.
A true Danish pastry has to have 27 layers, so it should be very light, very flaky, and not heavy.
And they both know that Carl Sr. is looking down proudly at the duo's teamwork.
He is definitely proud. I could see him having tears in his eyes knowing that it's carrying on.
My grandpa is definitely, I could just see the smile on his face. I was really close to him.
The bakery is in the original location with some employees who even worked for Carl Sr. back in the day. And now, with over 60 years of Napoleon hats, pastries, and crinkles, the Burkholm duo says they don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
It's what I know how to do, and it's what I'll do till the day I die, I'm sure.
In Solvang, I'm Claire Anderson.
Delicious. Our Mission for Mentors telethon is going on right now in the Paseo Nuevo Mall in Santa Barbara. We have a behind-the-scenes look now of what it's like to be a mentor.
Hi there. I'm Santa Barbara County District Attorney Joyce Dudley, and this is my mentee,
Rosie Holmes.
And we're going for a bike ride. There's no other part of my life like my time with Rosie. The time I spend with Rosie is unique, and I find myself, like if a couple of days gone by and I haven't seen her, I find myself thinking, when's the next time I get to see Rosie? Rosie and I both have a lot of energy, and we both like to laugh, and I thought, my kind of girl. Say it again.
can do stuff with with your mentor. You can go to places that are fun.
I'm the mother of 4 sons and the mentor of Rosie, so she has a place in my heart.
She's a really good friend. I really hope that people will sign up so that they can have as much fun as I'm having.
Life is too short not to be a mentor. This has been an amazing experience in my life, and I want everybody out there to have this amazing experience. There are 73 kids on a waiting list, and a mentee shouldn't have to wait. Sign up today to be a mentor.
Bye! Bye!
And that number is even going a little bit higher. I believe 83 kids waiting for a match. The Mission for Mentors program pairs mentors with local kids and teens. And that's what's happening right now at the Paseo Nuevo Mall. Let's check in now with CJ Ward and Mike Clan, who are standing by live.
All right, thank you, Beth. Welcome, everybody, to the 17th Annual Mission for Mentors Telethon. I'm CJ Ward alongside Mike Clan. And over the next 3 hours, we're going to ask not for your money, but for your time.
Yeah, we come on the air tonight, and 100 kids are waiting to have mentors. And this is not mandated that they have them. They want to. So we sure hope you guys can help them out and make that call that's on your screen. We also want to thank our 2 major sponsors tonight, Arm & Hammond Foundation and Vinico.
And also, we want to introduce 2 gentlemen who are very, very important to putting this all together. Mark Danielson, who's the GM of KEYT, and Ed Stonefeld, who's the president and CEO of CADA. Thank you both for coming out here tonight and helping us out. Let's start with you, Ed. Why is this so important to the community? The mentor program.
This program, the mentor program, is so important to this community because it really makes a difference. We impact the lives of our youth at a very young age when they're vulnerable and they're at risk. And by making a difference, we build stronger communities.
And we see the stories year in year. We just saw one of the stories. They're amazing stories.
They're amazing. And as Mike was saying, the mentees want a mentor, and they're looking for structure and guidance in their life. And you can make a difference, one student at a time.
Okay, thank you, Ed.
And Mark, KEYT has been a major player all the way through. We're out here early setting up. Why is this so important for the station?
You know, there is no asset more important than our kids. And if we can make a difference in not 1 but 100 kids' lives, we can really change our community. And I'm so thrilled to be a part of it and to be just one small part of this great, great organization.
And we sure encourage other people in the community and businesses to get involved as well.
Absolutely. Please make those phone rings. You really can make a difference. And it's actually harder to do than just give your money. It's to give your time, but you can really do something terrific.
Okay, thank you, Mark. You see behind us, we have the phone bank. Everybody's ready to go. You guys ready to answer some phones? All right. We're going to throw it back up to Beth on TV Hill. The phone number is on your screen. Beth, back to you.
Thank you, CJ. Another NFL player was charged in yet another domestic violence incident. Carolyn Costello has the latest.
Arizona Cardinals running back Jonathan Dwyer released on bail from a Maricopa County jail this morning. Arrested Wednesday, accused of headbutting his wife back in July, then punching her and throwing a shoe which hit their 17-month-old son.
I'll never hurt my son.
Dwyer, now the 4th NFL player banned from playing due to accusations of domestic violence. Also benched by the Minnesota Vikings, Adrian Peterson, a stunning reversal of the team's earlier decision to let him play. Peterson is charged with beating his 4-year-old son with a tree branch.
We made a mistake, and we needed to get this right.
Nike, the star's biggest sponsor, dropping Peterson completely. Peterson denies he's a child abuser. His brother overnight telling ABC News he, quote, loves his kids. He is the type of guy to teach his kids right from wrong. The Carolina Panthers also sidelining their star, Greg Hardy, who was convicted of assaulting his ex-girlfriend. Hardy is appealing the conviction.
When the sponsors started to speak up, that's when action started being taken.
And Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice released by the team after video showed him striking his now wife in an Atlantic City casino. The Players Union is appealing that decision.
The charges against Jonathan Dwyer stem from 2 separate incidents back in July involving the woman and the child. He is free on $25,000 bail. Carolyn Costello, ABC News, New York.
Concussions in sports is a hot topic all across the nation. Now, a new device that monitors blows to the head will be given to Santa Barbara City College athletes. News Channel 3 reporter Senaray De Los Santos has more on this new technology. Senaray?
Well, that's right, Beth. The device goes on like a headband, and it's so light you can hardly tell that it's there, but it will immediately alert a trainer once a concussion occurs. Now, the Santa Barbara City College men and women's soccer, as well as the men and women's basketball team and the football team, will wear these headbands during practice and their games. SBCC is the first institution in California to implement the hit count headbands, and this is how it works.
These little devices capture every single impact that a student athlete may experience. And they upload that information in real time to what's called this aggregator, and the aggregator ultimately can send out text messages.
At that point, the trainers will remove the athlete from the game, and Cottage Hospital has provided a grant worth 80% of the cost to SBCC, and we'll have much more on these headbands coming up on the news at 6 o'clock. Live in Santa Barbara, Senaray De Los Santos, News Channel 3.
Okay, thanks, Senaray. The Mission for Mentors Telethon is taking place right now at the Paseo Nuevo Mall. It runs until 8 o'clock tonight. Last year, you helped raise 2,500 hours. That translates to roughly 47 new mentors. Let's check in now live with CJ Ward standing by at downtown Santa Barbara.
Thank you, Beth. There are about 100 kids on the waiting list for the Mission for Mentors, and they're great kids. They're not in trouble, and we want to keep it that way, and that's where you can come in. These are kids who just need a little hand. They need some help with some mentoring, some maybe when you get to know them a little bit better, you guys can go off and do some things together. And what's even better is we get to hear the stories year in and year out. I love it when people approach me and say, hey, I have my mentee because 5 years ago I was watching the telethon and said, what the heck, I'm going to give this a shot. So please pick up the phone and give us a call. The number's on your screen right now. Let's toss it over to Mike Clan. Mike.
All right, I'm with Mary Beth Cardy, who's really the full package over here. She's representing Vinico's, a major sponsor of this event. She's a mentor, and she's a vice chair on the task force. First of all, for Vinico, why is it so important for them to be involved?
Well, we have a rather long history with the program. We've kind of plugged into our community where we operate in Carpinteria, and we have a lot of mentors that come out of that office in Carpinteria, many of whom are young and want to share their skills, their experience, and their wisdom. But we really try to reinvest in the communities where we operate, and education and youth are high priority issues for us.
Great job, and you put your money where your mouth is too. You're a mentor. How's that changed your life?
You know, my mentee and I met when she was in 4th grade, and she was a very shy, retiring young lady who didn't have a very strong sense of self. And I am really proud to report that now she's entered high school pretty confident, really facing the challenges ahead, and she seems ready. She's sort of dug her heels in now and realized academics are important, and we've become just such good friends.
Wow, we thank you for that. And also a shout out to Carpinteria to get involved.
Carpinteria is famous for caring for youth. So yes, we want our Carpinteria volunteers to man up and woman up. We have to put them back in mentoring. So guys, this is a call to you. It's a call to action. We need you.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Hey, Beth, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike Clan. One big icebreaker for those mentoring matches really is the weather, because it allows them to go out and do so many things in our town.
Absolutely, and what's so great about the program, you and I will be out there later tonight at 7. It begins on the campuses, their schools.
Right.
That's how you get to know the student, and then from there you kind of branch out and do things outside and enjoy our nice weather.
Yeah, it's a great program, and the weather has been much greater today, I have to say, than it was yesterday.
So no complaints, right?
No complaints.
Still a little warm, I gotta say. In my place, a little hot when I was getting ready for work this afternoon, but yeah, overall, much, much better today versus what we saw yesterday. Temperatures were down in Santa Barbara by around 10 degrees. Look at the live cam view in Ojai. Beautiful out there this afternoon. Temperatures down in the valleys around 10 to 15 degrees from what we saw yesterday. Look at the live cam view in Santa Barbara. Still plenty of sunshine out there. A little bit of a sea breeze. You can see Old Glory blowing towards this side of your screen. That, of course, would be an onshore flow with winds in Santa Barbara right now coming generally out of the south and southeast. So today in Santa Barbara, we knocked off 10 degrees from yesterday's daytime high. The morning low still relatively warm, but at least out of the 70s. And we're going to continue these cooling trends in your forecast at least through tomorrow. Saturday sort of levels off, and then we see the warmth return as we head towards next week. Right now, Santa Barbara 78, Oxnard at 72. Look at the differences in the valleys, especially Santa Ynez at 77 and Ojai at 78. And you can see the differences tonight. Santa Ynez about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday. Goleta about 6. And these deeper blues, that's temperature differences versus yesterday of around 15 degrees. So 15 degrees cooler tonight versus what we saw last night. Winds, yeah, they're strongly onshore and a bit breezy for some spots. 18 in Oxnard, 11 for Gaviota, and 17 right now in Santa Maria. So looking ahead, first the cool down. That's going to continue for about the next 24 to 48 hours as this area of low pressure removes itself from the jet stream. It's called a cutoff low, and it develops off the coast of Southern California. And that means it's going to linger. There's nothing in the upper levels to move it from west to east. And eventually it does so as we head towards Sunday and Monday, and that allows for high pressure to build back in, and that means the warmth returns and the sunshine sort of wins the battle out versus the low clouds and fog. We'll see better clearing as we head towards next week. So for tomorrow, areas of morning fog, otherwise lots of sunshine. Temperatures continuing to drop. We like how that sounds with 70s around Santa Barbara, 77 in Santa Maria, 82 in Santa Ynez. Could see some drizzle as well for the morning hours. Saw a little bit of that around Avila Beach, around a 1/100th of an inch actually accumulated. Could see some slick spots out there as well tomorrow morning, even in Ventura County. 83 for Ojai and up to 75 apiece in Ventura and Oxnard. Here's that Santa Barbara 7-day forecast. 70s continuing through Saturday and Sunday, and then as the warmth returns, the 80s are back as we head towards next week. Looks like we peak temperature-wise as we head towards Tuesday. Santa Maria 7-day forecast, nice and pleasant with the cool down, mid-70s through the weekend. Some clouds out there early in the day, then sunshine through the afternoon. 5 cities, some patchy drizzle tomorrow. Sunny late as we'll see delayed clearing for those beach areas. And in San Luis Obispo, we get the gray in the morning, maybe some patchy drizzle, but that's going to keep those temperatures much cooler with that relief. Just so welcomed right now, especially
absolutely.
after the, I mean, I'm glad Mission for Mentors is tonight and not last night, although it's nice any time of day.
Yeah,
but you know,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Alan. It is our annual Mission for Mentors telethon. I want to check back in now with Mike Clan, standing by live at the Paseo Nuevo Mall in Santa Barbara.
All right, everybody, the phone banks are a little bit too quiet for my taste. There are 15 people here for phones, only 1 or 2 people are on the phone. Nobody's on the phone right now. That is unacceptable right now. We gotta call that number. Hey, a little goes a long way here. We're asking for 1 hour, for 1 week, for 1 year. So 1 hour of a week for a year. That is not too much, but the impact is huge. You'll meet them at school, you'll talk academics, you'll do fun activities. It really is beneficial. CJ?
All right, thank you, Mike. Joining me now is Shanna Mancera and Gabriela Reyes. You're a counselor at Canalino, and you're a 4th grade teacher at Canalino. What is the big challenge facing kids today?
Well, a lot of our kids either come from single-parent families or parents are divorced. A lot of our families, parents are working 2 and 3 jobs, long hours, so they don't have a lot of time to spend that one-on-one individual time with their student and check in with them, talk about what's going on at school, or help with academics. So having a mentor can do that. Absolutely.
Are there any signs that you look for?
Yeah, you know, a lot of the kids I do refer are very shy, very quiet, struggle academically, and they're really not working to their potential. So a mentor can really make a huge difference.
And I see you shaking your head through that whole. So what do you see in the classroom?
I definitely see a change where Shanna said that, you know, they come off as shy at the beginning, and I feel that toward the course of the year working with this mentor, they have that support and they're able to be less shy in the classroom. They're participating a lot more, so that change is definitely seen throughout the year.
You see a big change.
I do indeed, yeah.
Now, if somebody's sitting at home right now thinking about it, what would you say to them to pick up the phone and do this?
I would definitely motivate you to try this. The kids really enjoy that. I feel like they have a bond, a friendship bond that doesn't last for that year, but I feel it lasts a whole lifetime, so it definitely makes a difference in the child's life.
Thank you very much. You change your life, so pick up the phone, give us a call. Beth, back up to you.
All right, CJ, it looks like a big success so far. Local Apple fans are starting to form a line in front of the store in downtown Santa Barbara, not far from the mall there. Die-hard fans are waiting for the release of the newest gadgets. More than 4 million pre-orders have been placed for the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. One man is going to buy a phone as a gift to celebrate a very special occasion.
It's our anniversary, and I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I think I'm going to get my wife a phone as well as myself. So.
That is a great surprise. Uh-oh. Well, if we killed the surprise, sorry, but you made a happy anniversary on camera, right?
Yay, that's right. Happy anniversary, Carrie.
The phone is not available until tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And if you're one of them, you may be asking yourself, what should I do with the old phone? Becky Worley has some cool new uses. Here's her report.
A new phone. It's like Christmas. And your old phone? Yeah, you put it in a drawer somewhere, never to be used again, right?
But hold on. This thing is still a really powerful device.
Jennifer Jolly of USA Today says don't retire it, repurpose it.
Don't ever throw that old phone away. There's so much that you can do with it.
Let's start with navigation. The Hudway app. It lets you download a route map at home and then it projects directions onto your windshield.
That is cool.
Next, you want to keep tabs on your house remotely? Well, this old phone still has Wi-Fi access and a pretty good camera.
You can go out and you can buy a $300 security camera, or you can just use your old phone.
The Presence app fires up when there's motion and it sends you alerts with pictures and video. Smart. Beyond burglars, what about keeping tabs on your baby? The Cloud Baby Monitor runs off any device with Wi-Fi and a camera, including an iPhone or even an old tablet. And you monitor it from your new phone.
So you can do things like record video. You can turn on music so it plays a lullaby. You can talk to them. Hello, baby. I see you.
Now think about the future. Lots of new devices are coming out for a smart home that's Wi-Fi connected. From music systems to temperature control to lighting. All these are controlled by your phone.
But what if you and your device are out of the house? What do grandma and the babysitter do? Well, enter the old phone.
Finally, remember that this thing has a huge hard drive. Great for a permanent music station. Also, keep in mind you can find similar apps that do many of the same things on Android phones. So don't put your old phone out to pasture. Put it to work. Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland, California.
The Mission for Mentors telethon is taking place right now at the Paseo Nuevo Mall. It runs until 8 o'clock tonight. Let's check back in with CJ Ward standing by live at the mall there in Santa Barbara.
All right, thank you, Beth. Again, what we're asking for, we're not asking you to write a check. We're asking for something much, much more valuable. We're asking for your time. As you get to know these kids, what you're going to see is a change in the kid. You're going to see a change in yourself as well. And it's going to start off, you're going to meet at school. Then you're going to end up going to other events, maybe to a baseball game. You're going to help them with the homework. And you're going to build a relationship with this child. It is so important in how you're changing this kid's life. So please, pick up the phone and give us a call for the Mission for Mentors. We're going to toss it over to Mike Clan. Mike.
I'm with Ann Cow, the director of the Fighting Back Mentor Program, and her mentee, Marie. And tell you, how much joy have you had being a mentor?
Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. I mean, even when we were just standing up here chatting, we were laughing and smiling. She brings so much joy into my life.
Yeah, you guys look like you just connect and have fun. And has it always been that way, or did it take some time?
We hit it off right from the start, honestly. She was just great. She's always been very supportive and just been there for me and helps me a lot with my homework. She's just great.
Yeah, and it seems like she has a lot of energy.
She does. She does. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm a teenager. I can handle.
Where do you think you'd be without Ann?
Honestly, I think I would be having definitely a hard time in high school if I didn't have her support, coming just from a background that doesn't really help me much on with my homework or any school activities. She's just great.
I can tell she is, and there's some people at home are probably thinking about making that call. Encourage them.
I can't encourage you enough. I mean, it's been an incredible experience in my life. Maria and I have been matched for over 4 years, which was last week, I think. September 9th was our 4th year. So it's an amazing experience. You know, you get to have a friendship with a child, and it's great. You make a difference in their life.
You guys are the dynamic duo. Please make that call. Back to you, Beth.
I bet they both make a difference in each other's lives. Well, there are 2 cute ducklings at the Ramada near Goleta that need names. A contest to come up with the names for the crested ducks ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. The Ramada added these 2 feathered friends after 2 others that were adults left the property. Hundreds of the entries have been submitted, and if you come up with the names, the winning names next week, which will be chosen, you will win an overnight stay at the Ramada. The contest is through the Ramada Facebook page. You will find a link on our website at KEYT.com. You had some cute names last time, Alan.
Yeah. I can't remember which ones they were. Oh, Mike and CJ, I think is what I said.
Oh, okay.
Our dynamic duo who's out there tonight.
I'm surprised those ducks left. The weather's so nice. Was it too hot for them?
Where would they go? I don't know. Maybe they went on a hike. They just didn't make it back. It was a little too hot to go hiking.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you what's happening outside live right now. This is Santa Maria, and look at the valley. Well, you can't really see it, and that's because that marine layer, as expected, is deepening up in response to an area of low pressure developing tonight to our north. Let me show you the forecast for tonight. That's going to continue to cool things down overnight tonight. Good news across the south coast and Ventura County, where it has been downright warm at night. 65 the low in Santa Barbara tonight, 57 for Lompoc, and down to 60 in Santa Maria. And tomorrow, with that deep marine layer, likely squeezing out some drizzle. So keep that in mind as you head out the door. We did see some slick spots on our roadways this morning around Avila. So you could see that again by tomorrow morning.
A lot of talk about the Avila rain, they were calling it.
Yeah, they were calling it rain, but it's really marine layer drizzle.
Okay, all right. We like it. We'll take it, whatever it was. Okay, that's right. Okay, thanks, Alan. Thank you so much for joining us. World News Tonight with David Muir. Next, Mission for Mentors event continues at 6.